Welcome to another night review. Today we have this Jeep Grand Wagoneer Series 3 Obsidian. So we've got the top dog, and I'm going to show you everything you get with these exterior lights, the interior lights, and get it out on the road for a test drive and show you everything about it. All right, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's take a look up front right away. So first of all, you're gonna get this Jeep grille. Now, if you wanna see more details overall on this vehicle, I will have a daytime review coming out soon as well. But take a look at these LED turn signals. I love that design right there. It's kind of built in with that daytime running light. Those are all LED headlights there. And we've got LED fog lights, which actually act as cornering lights. So you'll see that in a little bit. The Grand Wagoneer is pretty big. This is not the L version, the long one, but you've got that marker light up front, a turn signal in the mirror, marker light in the back, and you can see the signals easily from the side, which is also great. Taking a look at the back, first of all, what do you think of the overall design of this Grand Wagoneer? I think it looks pretty sharp, but I'm not a huge fan of this rear end, but I do like the design of this taillight. I love that sequential pattern of it. It's all red, no amber, and it's all LED back here, including those LED license plate lights. And let's take a look at the brake and reverse lights down below. Now back here, you've got a hands-free activated lift gate. Those LED lights are nice, and I have it set to where the lights will turn on as we open up the back. Now this is pretty bright back here. This is a little bit brighter than what it actually is in real life, so something to keep in mind. Part of it is we've got these little LED lights up above, so you've got a nicely lit cargo area, which is fantastic. We've got these buttons that we can see nice and clear over here as well. Plus you've got LED lights on the tailgate too, so you've got some great lighting to load back here. Now another thing, you can't be fancy unless you have the lights turn on when you approach the vehicle. So watch, as we approach, not only will it automatically unlock, we'll get lights coming down from the mirrors, lights in the door handles right there, and of course we are greeted with the Wagoneer lighting down on the ground. So that looks pretty nice. Headlights and taillights turn on as well. So you got a really nice welcome entry for this Grand Wagoneer. One thing I thought was pretty cool, as you lock the vehicle, watch these headlights. It's like a little sequential off pattern right there. It's kind of neat. Climbing inside, there's a lot going on right here. I like the illuminated door handle, that is nice. We get a little bit of ambient lighting in here, a really nice interior overall. You can see these screens, there are 3 screens back here. Let's jump in. And one thing you're gonna notice, we have the optional entertainment system. So we've got these 2 screens right here. You can connect to the vehicle's Wi-Fi on both sides. They're pretty large. I think they're about 10 inches. Plus you have this climate screen right in the middle between you two. So you've got full control right here. You can turn on your heated seats or your ventilated seats, whatever you want to do on this screen. You can turn the screen off as well. You can control where the fan goes, your temperature, and all of that good stuff on this screen. Plus you got a couple of, cup holders right down there. On the door, you've got the Macintosh audio, so that syncs up right there. And you've got some sunshades here too. The lighting in here is LED. You've got a little button right up above to push. Behind this screen, you've got a couple more USB, actually like 4 more USB ports and a 3-prong outlet plug-in down there. Now the lights are off in here. Open this up, you've got 2 more backlit USB ports in there, and then boom, we open this up. There's even an illuminated big old glove box down there too. And you can see the ambient lighting over there. You can change the color from that screen up there, but for some reason, it's not working on my side. The third row's not a bad place to be either. First of all, you've got your own little LED light up above, and then you've got illuminated buttons for more USB ports and buttons to move your seat. Plus you got a cup holder, nice armrest, and air conditioning vents on both sides. One nice thing about getting in here is you've got illuminated, you don't have illuminated sill plates, but you've got an illuminated seat. And these seats are really nice. They are massaging, they are leather, they're very comfortable, very plush, heated, cooled, memory settings, all the good stuff. Then on the door, we've got illuminated buttons for our seat controls, which are right up there. You can use your massage settings there. Your window switches are illuminated here, lock buttons, everything like that. The steering wheel controls have some nice light on them too. It's a kind of a gentle little whitish backlighting on here, and that's on both sides, so things look really nice. The center display is also very nice. There's a ton of information you can scroll through, and the coolest thing is we have night vision. I'll show you that in just a little bit, so hang on tight for that. There's also a head-up display, which is pretty large, and it shows you a lot of information, especially when you've got your driver assist features on. Now moving over here, we have a backlit start button right there, which is nice, and this large display right here. Plus we have another big display down there. Look at that. And there's another one for the passenger, which I'll show you in a sec. But as we look more into this display, this is very nice. You've got your heated and ventilated seat controls over here, heated steering wheel. All the nice comfort luxury features are easy to get to. Same with your climate controls. Everything's got nice illumination. The touchscreen even has dedicated icons and buttons on here. If you go to your settings and your light settings, you can get to your ambient light settings right here as well. So you've got blue, turquoise, tealish color, white, yellow, and red. You can turn those off. You can have the upper lights be one color, the lower lights be another one. But we have a little problem in here. So I have the ambient lighting set to be on, and I have no lights down here. This is just a little light from outside. The ambient lighting is working over there, and in the back seat, as you can see that. So let me change it to red. Check that out. Nice and bright if you want it to be, but it's only working on one part of the vehicle, and we don't have any upper lighting in here. That's just lighting from the outside. So something's not working quite right in here. I've turned the vehicle off and on, tried to adjust things. You have little sliders right over here for your light controls, and you can control the ambient lighting brightness on the left or the interior brightness on the right. And watch this. If I adjust one of them down, that controls the displays, those screens, and the button brightness, like the steering wheel button brightness and this display. The other one, watch the ambient lighting. You can turn that down, turn it up. You can adjust the brightness on the screen as well, but I'm not getting any lighting where I'm supposed to. Aside from that, I mean, this is still very nice. I'm sure that's only on this one. It is a press model. It's probably been abused. It might be pre-production. I'm not sure, but something to let you know of. You can push this to get that up out of the way, because that's your massaging seat functions. That gives us a bunch of USB ports. Look at that, USB all over the place, even HDMI, and a 12-volt power outlet over here, plus a wireless charger. Then you got illuminated controls down there, your illuminated shifter right here, four-wheel drive controls, drive modes, air suspension, all kinds of stuff down here. And there's even a little bit of extra glow that shines down on your cup holders. Right up overhead, that light right in the middle of the screen, right there, that's the little ambient light that shines down. In here, you've got two more backlit USB ports and a little storage area. And then in here, this is really well lit because this is actually a cooler. You can put some drinks in there, push the little snowflake, and boom, you got some cold drinks. We've got an illuminated glove box, although that is kind of small right there. If we dig more into our light controls, you go to your vehicle settings, go to lights. This is where you can adjust some of those things, your headlight delay, whether or not they turn on when you approach the vehicle. Greeting lights, a proximity wake up is those lights turning on when you get close to it. You can have your auto high beams on or off. I'll talk about how those work in the test drive, and the cornering function, which comes from your fog lights. Another cool feature, we have this camera mirror. So this is a mirror that's technically a camera. You can have it be a regular auto dimming mirror, and you have garage controls, or not garage controls right there, but buttons to control the mirror. Or you've got this light, or this camera, where you can see perfectly out the back. Speaking of garage controls, you do have those over here on the visor. And if we look up overhead at everything that we get, take a look at this. So we've got individual lights here, nicely illuminated. You can turn on all of them with that. You can make sure that the lights don't turn on when the door opens if you want to there. And you've got illumination for your sunroof and all of that, which is really nice. Okay, now it's time for a night vision test. Now, I got this kind of parked downhill, so as if we're going down like a hill or something. I have the high beams on, so we can kind of see out there. You can't see that well because we're facing downhill a little bit. I got the night vision camera on right there. It's supposed to be able to sense humans and animals way off into the distance. We're gonna check it out. I'm just gonna go run out there. You might not be able to hear me once I get out there, but let's see if it catches me. All right, here we go. We're walking out. We're gonna go way out here and see if it picks me up. Hopefully someone doesn't steal my Grand Wagoneer. this should easily be able to see me, and you can probably see me with the headlights anyways. It's like a deer crossing the road or something. How about now? Can you still hear me or see me? A little ways out here. So after taking a look at that video, most of the time I had a yellow box around me, which is what it's supposed to do, so that's good. I haven't actually encountered an animal, and usually I do to test it out, but maybe we will on our test drive. And by the way, if you're curious, these map lights are bright as can be. Now let's go ahead and start it up. Take a look at these headlights. So the thing that surprises me is these are not adaptive headlights. I was expecting them to be. We do have a cornering function, so when you turn your blinker on, you get one of those fog lights to turn on, as you can kind of see that. But there's no headlight ratings for this Grand Wagoneer either. I showed you the Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and that got the best possible rating, so I would expect this as well. I mean, those bright lights are pretty darn bright at a big swath right there. And if we turn the fog lights on, you got some immediate and a little bit of width as well. It's not a ton. I mean, it just does a little bit, but we'll get them out on the road. All right, y'all, we're now behind the wheel of this Grand Wagoneer. If you want to see a more detailed test drive, not at night, be sure to check in the description below, because soon after this is posted, I will have a full daytime review to go with it as well. All the details. This one's pretty much just about the lights. We're going to talk about these cornering lights. We'll talk about the automatic high beams, how well these headlights do, and see if we see any people or animals on our night vision camera here as well. My overall impression so far of the Grand Wagoneer is that it is really, really nice to drive. It is powerful, but comfortable and smooth. It's built on a truck frame, but it has independent rear suspension, so it should be pretty smooth overall, and smoother than what you would typically get with a pickup. Obviously, they're not making this 100% off-road or towing capable, but let's give it a quick little rip, pedal down. It gets going and gets out of its way. That was up to 60 real quick. Now I'm turning these screens down. It's nice that you can control all the screens with the little roller dial over here, if you saw that earlier. I got the third screen down. I got the camera mirror up right here. And we're gonna tune in and get a closer look at the headlights in a little bit with the main camera. So I'm gonna turn the automatic high beams on. All you gotta do is turn the high beams on. You can turn them off or on, the automatic function off or on in the screen, or you can turn your headlight dial away from auto and just to the headlights, and then it will be just manual control. So that's how you can control that. So far, low beams are on. Sometimes I like to see if vehicles are sensitive to these kinds of street lights, and so far this Grand Wagoneer is. When we get on the dark road, you'll be able to see a little bit better. One thing I wish we had was an adaptive function. You do have the near cornering lights with the fog lights, but no long form adaptive movable light, but we'll see how well they do. Another thing I want to mention, we have an automatic dimming rearview mirror over here as well, which is great. And when you have that camera on, it still acts as like an automatic dimming mirror. It's awesome. Or if you turn the camera off, it's still an automatic dimming rearview mirror. So you don't have to worry about people's headlights behind you being too bright. All right, y'all, we're just getting on a darker road here. We'll kind of flip the high beams off and on, see how they do, check the distance, zoom in on them, all of that. So the automatic function is turned on and the high beams just kicked on. So very bright coming over the hill. I can see fantastic. Even pointing down a little bit, I can see the markers on the road way up there. I'm going to turn them off just to see how it looks as we level out. These low beams do have good reach, especially kind of right in the middle. Let's see how it is going around this corner. You know, even though we don't have adaptive lights, these are still doing okay. Now I'm turning the high beams on. Let me know what you think so far. The high beams definitely have a good reach. I mean, I can see the markers on the road way up there. Let's turn those off. the low beams have a good reach as well. They're not cut off super short like some lights are, which is awesome. But I think these low beams are doing a good job. They definitely look better going on a corner to the right. Oh yeah, I can see the markers. You can see the lane markers really well on the right side of the vehicle. Now high beams turn into the left. Oop, and a car was there. High beams just turned off. Nice and responsive, and the high beams are back on. Boom, that was fantastic. I have let them be on sometimes driving to work, and they've been great. I don't think, maybe one time they were a little delayed and I would have shut them off, but they've been doing a really good job. Now I'm going to shut them off. Let's check out the width here. Fog lights on. Oh, you can definitely tell right in front. Off to the side, they definitely give you more width, quite a ways out there. So I'm going to turn them off now and watch. We're going to turn here. I'm going to turn, and as I turn my blinker on, they illuminate next to the vehicle. So even if you're not turning your blinker on and you just start to turn one way, they will turn on. So if you're one of those people that doesn't use your signal, they got you covered. Now, low beams on right here, high beams on right there. I think these headlights are great. They probably get the top rating possible. I think I would give them the top rating possible, even though they aren't adaptive. And just like my last review, they still got lights on out here where I typically do the dark corners. So I'm sorry I can't show you that, but they do a really, really nice job, especially these high beams. I'm definitely satisfied and confident driving at night with these. I'd love to know what your thoughts are below. Sorry about the whole ambient lighting thing, but overall, I'm really, really, really happy with this Grand Wagoneer. And you should be for $114,000. Be sure to check out the daytime review when you can. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day or night.